Hello everyone, today's video focuses on one main topic. At the current price, you can increase your SQQQ position to over 80%. Let me repeat, for SQQQ at this level, if you have $100,000, you could put in $80,000 or even up to $90,000 without much concern. Even $90,000 would be fine. Try to keep your average cost below $23. Keep it under $23 per share. The target is to hold until it reaches $40. Hold for a target price of $40. The time frame is by the end of July. That is at the end of July. So at the price level, you have about 2 months to go. Roughly 2 months to reach your goal. The potential return here is close to, let's see, about 60% or more. You can reasonably aim for over 60% gains. So at this price, you want to buy SQQQ on dips. Buy it when the price dips at this level. If you're unsure exactly where the bottom is, if you don't know the perfect low point, just remember one thing. If it's under $23, just buy with confidence. Under $23, buy without hesitation. Here's how the trade will likely play out. Let me walk you through the likely sequence. Firstly, it should bounce back up. There will likely be a rebound. It could rally to $27 or $28 first. Then you may see a pullback. Let me explain the next step. It could climb to $35 to $38, then pull back again. After that, whatever extra upside comes is just a bonus. Over the next 2 months, stay extremely focused on this opportunity. This is your primary investment theme for these 2 months. Don't get distracted. Just focus on SQQQ. Focus on SQQQ. Target range $23 to $40. $23 to $40. Hold until the end of July. Don't bother with anything else. As for a trading strategy, you can use a half-call, half-rolling approach. This method helps you manage your position and adjust as the market moves. It's a flexible way to optimize your entries and exits. Here's how it works. Let me explain half-call, half-rolling again. I mentioned it before, but I will repeat it today. When SQQ is under $23, build your position up to 80%. Go up to 80% allocation. When it rebounds to $27, cut back your position to 40%. Reduce to 40%. After reducing, if it pulls back to $24 to $25, add back to $24 to $25. Bring your position back to 80% in this range. So you're buying back what you sold earlier. Then when it rebounds to $35, $36, or even $38, do the same thing. Reduce your position to 40% again. Cut your position in half again. After reducing, wait for another pullback, maybe down to $28. If it dips to $28, add back to full again. Go back to full position. Once it hits $40, sell everything. Anything above $40, sell out completely. And don't worry, it's very likely to reach that level. Why am I so confident? As I mentioned, SQQQ's underlying assets are the 100 leading Nasdaq stocks. The Nasdaq 100 is made up of the top 100 stocks, 100 of the strongest components. Yesterday, with Tesla leading the way, they've already started dropping. The sell-off has begun. Next up, Nvidia, Google, Palantir, Microsoft, all of them are likely to start falling too. Expect more big names to follow. They're all set to decline. So right now, if those stocks are heading down, you should firmly stick to SQQQ. Hold this ETF. Stick with this index. I've said this repeatedly. Why buy the index, not individual stocks? Why buy the index ETF instead of single names? Why not just pick individual stocks? Why avoid putting all your money into one company? Because black swan events happen, just like yesterday's shock with Tesla. No one can predict those. Maybe tomorrow Elon Musk and Trump patch things up again. They argue today, make up tomorrow, then what happens? Tesla stock could rebound. Even if the broader market is falling, even if the Nasdaq keeps sliding, Tesla could suddenly surge. Individual stocks can do that, and it happens more often than you'd think. That's why stock picking is risky. The odds of sudden moves are high. But with an ETF, especially as SQQQ, this kind of risk doesn't exist. It just can't happen. Why? Because its underlying assets are 100 top stocks. There's no way all 100 quality stocks would experience a black swan event at the exact same time. Aside from something like the last trade war, it just doesn't happen. Trade war type events are rare. They affect everyone at once. But going forward, when we look at the Nasdaq 100, why buy SQQQ? Because the Nasdaq is headed lower. During the next leg down, you won't see every stock crash together. There won't be mass synchronized drops. Usually only a few individual stocks like Tesla yesterday or PTT earlier get hit by black swan events. Those are outliers. Sudden shocks are rare but possible, so we need to be cautious. Our main priority here is stability. On top of that, we aim for reasonable returns while keeping risk under control. That's a key point I want to emphasize again and again. So the message of this video is simple. If SQQQ is under $23, load up below $23. Take your SQQQ position up to 80% if it's under $23. Get your SQQQ exposure up to 80%. And when it breaks above $40, sell it all. That's it. That's the whole theme of this video. Don't gamble on individual stocks. Don't bet on single names. A lot of people ask, can I show the individual names like Amigo here? Of course you can. You can show single stocks. Sure, it's possible. But why don't we do it? Like I've said, individual stock can be extremely volatile. Especially during a market sell-off, sometimes company executives will put out positive news to help them offload shares. Suddenly, they can reverse the trend even if it eventually drops back down. A quick spike can cause a big loss on your position. There's just no reason to take on that kind of risk. We don't need to. There's no need to risk it. Absolutely unnecessary. Some viewers have asked me to comment on the relationship between Elon Musk and Trump and how it might impact Tesla's stock price going forward. Do you think Tesla crashed just because Musk and Trump had a falling out yesterday? That's not the case. That's not why the stock tanked. Not at all. The technical setup for this drop was already there days ago. I mentioned it. Technically, the chart was forming an apple top. It was clear Tesla was building a double top at this level, so a breakdown was only a matter of time. A drop was inevitable. Even without yesterday's news about Musk, it still would have fallen. This is not about personal drama, and as I've said before, Tesla's downtrend on the weekly chart has already started. Earlier, I set a conservative target of $280. I didn't expect it to hit $208 so quickly. It reaches that level in a single day. Now forget $280 as a target. Look for $220 next. So what's next for Tesla? The trend is still down. The new target is $220. Tesla's next level to watch is 220. In short, the stock has more room to fall. It's heading for 220. So what's the strategy here? Overall, Tesla is only a short. Absolutely do not go long right now. You need to understand this decline is driven purely by market forces. It's a technical move. Why is this happening? Because companies like BYD, NIO, Li Auto, and Xiaomi are all aggressively challenging Tesla's market position. Plus, Trump's tariff policies are making things even worse. Now, Tesla faces problems with China and also strained relationships with the European Union. With all these headwinds, the outlook for the EV sector is not positive. It's not just about one or two bills impacting the sector, it's a fundamental change for the entire EV industry. We're now entering a phase of full open competition in this market. In a full competitive market, Tesla's competitive edge is being steadily eroded. That puts the company in a tough spot. So for the foreseeable future, Tesla remains primarily a short candidate. At this point, the outlook is still firmly bearish. That's all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to you. The main message of today's video is just one thing. I've said it many times. SQQQ. I've repeated this over and over. If SQQQ is under $23, just buy it. Hold it all the way to $40. Use a half-core, half-rolling strategy. Hold until the end of July. That price target is within reach. Stay confident in SQQQ. Have conviction. Just hold and you will make money. You don't need to trade frequently to be profitable. That's all for today. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe and leave a like. Thank you.